preface the stream by saying I'm a little sick today, but I wanted to stream because it's already been so long, and now I feel like I've forgotten how to stream, so I'm a little panicky. But hey, new episode, spooky game, very fun. So let's let's get into that. Load. Okay, continue. I don't need a recap. Okay, I open my eyes and it's a new day. Great. Last night seemed so far away, you can almost pretend the horrors you witnessed in the annex were nothing but a nightmare chased away by the harsh morning light. An involuntary shudder runs down your spine. But your thoughts are interrupted by the buzz of your phone on the nightstand. Hope you made it home okay. Haven't heard from Stella since last night. How about you? You check your messages. There's nothing from Stella. Ooh. Did we kill Stella? I don't know. I'll text her. I'll say I'm worried. Kinda worried after you ran off last night. Text me as soon as you get the chance. We're being a good and attentive friend. My message since undelivered. Okay. Well, that's a little spooky. That's a little suspicious. Does she ever go into areas without service, perhaps? Kinda, but with everything going on, I don't feel comfortable letting her run off on her own. We should look for her, right? Come to town. We should stick together. Okay. Oh no, I've done the thing where I press a button without realizing it again. Okay. Looks like you have morning plans in order. Great. Well, I'll take a shower. I don't want to smell. Step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. Great. Thoughts of doom consume me. That's every time I take the shower. Okay. God, this is so many horrible things to think about. I hate having shower thoughts. Let's have thoughts of doom. Every minute feels like another thread holding this town together starts to unravel. Thoughts of doom consume me. Yeah. You're done here. Great. Let's visit my best friend. Hello, buddies. How's it going? They both have a bread now. I'm glad they're getting fed. Okay, bye. This is their home now, and there's nothing I can do to change that. How's the spooky doll doing? The doll moved at some point. Oh no. Oh god, are we gonna have to deal with the possessed doll now too? Someone was in here. Oh no. Oh god. Something to mull over for the rest of the day. Oh no. Time to face my cousin too? Not that. Anything but that. You find her in the kitchen, her shoulders hunched in a tight ball of anxiety. They're striking, this week of all weeks, as if I didn't have enough on my plate already. If history is anything to go off here, it almost doesn't matter how strong the strike seems. This is Tabitha's battle to lose. There isn't a union in Scarlet Hollow, which means a proper strike isn't even legal. Your cousin can do pretty much whatever she wants. She could fire everyone and wait them out, for instance, or pick and choose her targets. That being said, does it even matter how the strike plays out? Any resolution would merely treat the symptoms of the disease rotting the heart of Scarlet Hollow. For things to stand any chance of getting better, there's something deeper you still have to fully uncover. So how about the ghosts, huh? So ghosts, right? What does that actually change about anything? I still have a mind to run and you still have a funeral to attend. It's taking a very long time to get to this funeral. I'll explore more. It feels good, doesn't it? Getting rid of something our family left behind like that? Sure, but you did most of the heavy lifting there. Okay. Yeah, you know I did. You should respect me more, Tabby. I'm very important to this plot. How about Stella? No, but that's not exactly newsworthy. I'm sure she's just processing what happened last night. We weren't the only ones who were traumatized. Ugh. Capitalists. And their money. Can you share some of your capitalist money with me, perhaps, Tabitha? I'm sure she's just processing what happened last night. We weren't the only ones who were traumatized. Okay, so how about those kids I probably killed? We have confirmation of at least one voice down there, and the boys have been digging around the clock. I don't think it'll be long before we can put all this unpleasantness behind us. Okay, so, we've only killed one child instead of two. so we're way better than we were yesterday. How about the strike? Oh god, that's a lot of options. So that's why the ditchlings are here. I don't think the ditchlings are predicting a strike. That doesn't seem very spooky and supernatural. This is so many options. My brain is not gonna be able to read all of these. I have sick brain, Tabitha. Don't give me choices. Usually I'm pro-union, but yeah, what about those kids, right? Okay, well I'll talk about the mine. I'm more thinking about if they're on strike, they maybe can't look for those children that I may have killed, but you know. The backbone of the town is important too, I guess. You'd think, but some people are just short-sighted like that. It's fine. Hopefully this will all be over soon. So what do they want? I haven't seen a list of demands. I'm sure it's just the usual. I promise you that if any one of them were in my shoes for a month, they'd be singing a different tune. Yeah, we have spooky occurrences. It's hard to care about something as mundane as a strike. Ghosts are real. Who cares if there's a strike? It'd be nice to be in your shoes, but I don't get to just choose not to care. Somebody's gotta run that place. We have a product to sell, and if we stop selling it, everything will just get worse for everyone. Well, I'm not gonna insult her and say we should have seen this coming, like... Come on, I just got her to, like, kind of like me last episode, right? You should probably get going, right? Yeah. I've dawdled long enough. Stay safe, no more hijinks. But let me know if you get in trouble, okay? Tabitha slips past you, her heavy boots thudding down the hall. She marches away to face her employees. It's a coal mine. The product is coal. I don't know who uses coal, but somebody has to, right? I'll have a jelly sandwich. Great. If Stella's MIA, who knows when you'll get the chance to eat. You make yourself a jelly sandwich in anticipation of the long day ahead. Great. And that's that. There's no purpose in me eating jelly sandwiches. I just think it's funny that the only food that I can get in this house. You head to the front door and begin your trek to the town below. The sun shines down through a thin layer of clouds, illuminating the path in a watery gray light. You can't help but feel countless eyes watching you from the tree line, a feeling that reminds you of your time in the woods with Stella. Ditchlings shouldn't be out in the middle of the day though, they're getting bolder. These guys, don't look at me with your creepy little squishy baby faces. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. Freaking me out. As you continue to trek the town, you pause to stare out at the mountain range beyond the holler, contemplating a world that's blissfully unaware of the danger threatening the citizens of this tiny town. The world outside feels less real with each passing day, as the strange reality of what's happening in Scarlet Hollow gently uproots what you've always taken to be the truths of our world. Your everyday worries seem distant, overshadowed by a fear and dread that hasn't stopped building up since the moment you stepped off that bus. It isn't long until your journey from the estate is over, and you once again find yourself on Main Street. Great. Eilis, you made it on the hill in one piece, thank God. I didn't realize there were so many of those ditchling things around, or I would have driven up to get you. Can't believe they're outside during the day. It feels wrong. I keep pressing the wrong button on my stupid laptop. Okay. No, I hate the ditchlings. I hate them. Their weird squishy faces gross me out. How am I doing? My day has sucked. I just saw spooky monsters. I'm not gonna flirt. Why this game wants me to flirt so bad? I'm focused on the ghouls. I'm worried about Stella, my good friend. I'll feel better when we find her. Me too. I know the two of you have been getting pretty close. We'll find her, Eilis. So, how are you doing? Rain-wise? That's a great question. My concept of how the world works is being shattered a little more each day, so that's cool. Every day I feel more and more like I need to get out of this town before it swallows me whole, but I also keep feeling like there are too many reasons to stay. Like right now, I can't leave until I know Stella's okay. With her folks gone, the only people she has are her friends. And as her bestie, I can't just let her go running off into the woods to get eaten by a Bigfoot. And my mom is just so chill right now, it's driving me nuts. She's not giving me any answers about that shit she pulled last night. It's just weird. I feel like I don't even know her. Sorry, I'm ranting. But thanks so much for asking, that was really helpful of you. And it helped to talk about. If you ever need someone to rant at too, I'd be happy to return the favor. Okay. Well, I'm supposed to talk to your mom. Maybe she'll tell me why she's being spooky. I'm not sure what she's planning to tell you today that she couldn't have told all of us last night. Maybe she's going to read your fortune. I should probably stop making fun of her whole New Age mystic vibe. A lot's happened in the past couple of days. Still, there'll be plenty of time for tea after we've looked for Stella. Any leads? I haven't had a chance to talk to anyone else yet, so nope, not so far. She ran north last night, but that doesn't mean she didn't double back. I'm trying not to worry too much. It's possible she's safe somewhere, just not answering her phone, but I also don't want to bet on that. Okay. Well, let's just get started. Yeah, we're burning daylight. Where to first? Well, we might as well check on her house. Definitely. I probably should have done that before getting you to come all the way down here, but to be honest, I was scared of wandering off by myself, just in case I ran into any other horrors from beyond the veil. It'd be great if this turns out to be nothing, and she's just asleep. Life of you can't remember if Stella closed the door behind her when the two of you left for the library yesterday morning. Well, apparently I don't sense any spooky ghosts, but I feel like I kind of sensed some spooky ghosts. I don't like the look of this place. We should go in, right? Yeah, sure. Let's check it out. Let's make bad decisions. My favorite kind of decision. The living room was almost exactly as you saw it the other day. Whatever happened to Stella, it doesn't look like it happened here. Okay, nothing unusual so far. This is a perfectly normal living room. No blood or viscera, not even a tipped-over lamp. That's good. Stella's kitchen is messier than she left it yesterday. A couple of cabinets are hanging open, and a loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. So if somebody was in my house, was somebody also in Stella's house? Are we doing some sort of Men in Black conspiracy breaking into our homes in the dead of night type of thing? Someone was here. We didn't leave the kitchen like this. Maybe she came home last night, had a snack, and didn't feel like putting things away? Still, that leaves us with more questions than we started with. If she came home last night, why isn't she here now, and why haven't we been able to reach her? Yeah, I know, dog. The dog makes it better. Who cares about the people breaking into our homes? We have a dog picture. Let's look at her room. Is her room gonna be... Yeah, that's messy, but... Also, my room is that messy, so... Maybe nobody shuffled around her things. This looks normal to me. The usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There aren't any signs of violence. Great. Like, kinda don't want to check... Checking your computer is like a violation of privacy, right? I mean... I'm a little curious. Oh no! God. I'm not sure we should be snooping on her computer. Isn't that an invasion of privacy? Yeah, I thought so too, but like... I want to be an investigator. I want to investigate everything I possibly can. What if there's a clue and we miss it? Yeah, if there's no password, then it's fine. Everybody has a password on their computer. Not password, okay. Well, apparently not everybody. Oh my god, Stella, you're a YouTuber. How is your computer not password protected? Kanika sighs. I'll just be over here standing in the corner and not looking over your shoulder. Let me know if you find anything. Alright. Dog! Stella's desktop is horrifically cluttered. There are simply too many files and folders to fit on her monitor, and they overlap each other in a chaotic, multi-layered display. I don't know what I expected to see her, but it definitely wasn't this. How does she ever get anything done? Well, I'll use my traits. You spent plenty of time with computers and are more than capable of sifting through the chaos of a messy desktop. One folder catches your eye. Boring tax stuff. Years of helping friends with their computers have made you all too familiar with this folder. Boring tax stuff never contains boring tax stuff. For that matter, it never contains anything related to taxes, and its contents are never boring. Oh yeah, she's got the S too. Memories of middle school. Sure, I'll open her folder. You're surprised to find it contains a carefully mapped out diagram of the Scarlet Hollow mines, including holes in fences and areas with low visibility. Ooh, she's sneaking around. There's also a handful of old photos of Stella and Tabitha together as teenagers. Tabitha wears an uncharacteristic grin, an authentic, joyful smile, and Stella's eyes are somehow brighter, less tired. Both of them seem to be living in a happier time. Let's see what she's got open. It would take you all day to count the number of open tabs in Stella's browser. So numerous are her tabs that you can't see a single icon. A sea of rounded, featureless triangles from Windows Edge to Windows Edge. Relatable. Her most recently open tab is a post on Uncle Carl's Bigfoot Farm, a forum for cryptozoology enthusiasts. Great. You've visited Uncle Carl's Bigfoot Farm in the past. Despite the name and despite the fact that posters call themselves Carl's Big Feet, the community takes itself very seriously, and it's one of the more consistently active cryptid boards on the web. The post in question is titled "Something Big is Happening in Scarlet Hollow." Hey everyone, was out chasing a skunk ape sighting the other day and I found these weird little guys. My friend's mom says there's something called ditchlings, but I've never heard of them before. Anyone have any good leads? Camera isn't shaky enough, this is totally staged. Clean footage and some sort of cryptid nobody has heard of except for your friend's mom. The only thing I'm seeing when I Google ditchlings is some city in England. Thought you were legit. Guys, since when did high quality footage count as anything other than actual evidence? Those things are terrifying. Since every low-budget horror movie started doing guerrilla marketing, I smell an ARG. I'm serious, I've got a ton of extra footage. Look at this nest. They've been doing something to the animals in town, and they're apparently some sort of bad omen, like Mothman. Okay, I'm listening. I love me a Mothman. I believe you. Ugh, lucky you're falling right into her lap. I don't trust YouTubers. They're entertainers, not scientists. The thread continues into the next day. Hey, okay, so 1, this isn't an ARG, I would never, and 2, you're not going to believe this, but we went into an abandoned mine last night to investigate things, and I'm pretty sure we found some Tommyknockers. Listen to this knocking we managed to catch on tape. There's a link to an audio file titled Tommyknockers Real.wave. Just because you put the word real in your file name doesn't mean they're real. 2 supernatural events on back-to-back nights. This is so fake. I can't believe I bought into that River Runner hype. You're so full of it. YouTubers are always going to sell out to big indie horror. This is Kidnapped by Aliens all over again. Also, lol, doughy white things and now loud popping noises. This is definitely an ARG. Did you sell out to Pillsbury? I don't think Pillsbury would do an ARG. Stop cyberbullying her, I'm going to call the mods. Locking this thread and giving everyone a 7-day ban. No cyberbullying and no self-promo. The thread ends. YouTubers cannot be trusted, but except maybe this once. Never trust me. If I say anything, I'm lying. Okay, let's check her search history. Please don't be searching anything suspicious, Stella. This is a family-friendly channel. She hasn't visited any websites since Tuesday night. If she came home after last night's incident, she didn't touch her browser. Her search history is almost entirely work-related, a furious series of queries for various monsters and cryptids that might fit the profile of ditchlings. That's that. Okay, I think that's enough. Thank God. Well, we got her snooping out of her system. I don't think there's any more clues here. I don't think so either. This is what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. Aw, she still does this corkboard with string things. She loves putting the strings on there. I don't think they actually mean anything, but they're more for decoration anyway. I would love to have a corkboard with strings. I don't even know what I would conspiracy about, but they look so fun. I want a Pepe Sylvia corkboard in my room. Okay, let's move on. So she probably came home last night, but she left the door open and didn't tell anyone where she was going. I thought I was overreacting this morning. I thought she would have just been sleeping in or something. I can't believe she's actually missing. Where to next? Well, let's go to the cops last, because they don't really seem like they're much help. Let's check in on Oscar. He's smart, maybe he'll know what to do. I hope nothing else happened after we all went home last night. They're so brave for sleeping in that house after everything we went through. I'd rather sleep in the woods with the ditchlings than someplace that haunted. Morning light streams in through the library's large windows. In the bright daylight, the library is once again a place of comfort, all menace having fled in the wake of Charles Shaw Jr.'s departure. Great. No ghosts, thank God. I was not up for an encore. I guess Oscar must be in back. I know that's where I'd be if I finally got my house back. Let's go. You make your way back towards the annex. It feels strange to be back here in the light of day, as if the events of the previous evening were all just a terrible dream. More accurately, it feels as if the events of the previous evening were mostly just a dream. That hideous stone carving is still buried in the basement, and though it's subtle and subdued, you can still feel the faintest of hums reaching out from it. This hallway creeps me out. Kanika knocks on the door. Oh, good morning. It's good to see all of you. Please come in. All 2 of us. You have no idea how good it felt to sleep in our own house last night, though I suppose I didn't do much sleeping. I mostly sat and stared at the hatch all night. Nothing happened, but the idea that something could happen was more than enough to keep me wide awake. So, what brings you here? Stella's been missing since last night, and we were trying to figure out if anyone's seen her. She hasn't gotten in touch with any of you? She texted me last night. I haven't heard from her since. I feel terrible. This is my fault, isn't it? I should have done a better job warning her. Stella was practically banging down your door trying to get evidence of ghosts. I don't think you were going to be able to stop her. There was no way you could have known how she would react when she found it. Now I'm really starting to worry. It sounds like no one in town has seen her. Sorry that I can't be more helpful, especially after everything y'all have done for us. I know time is of the essence right now, but while you're here, I want to let you know that I'm determined to do whatever I can to help investigate what's happening to our town. I was hoping we could compare notes. It might help me narrow down where I should start my research. As far as I'm aware, there was nothing paranormal in Scarlet Hollow before very recently. Now here we are, suddenly surrounded by weird little goblin creatures in the woods and plagued by angry ghosts. You'd think there was an inciting event, right? I do. That's my thought too. I was never like this in the Hollow before. Something must have happened that kicked off all this magic stuff. If there's a root cause for all of this, hopefully there's a way to put the genie back in its bottle. I'm going to do my best to find out if there have been any similar events and whether there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. We'll fill you in on what little we know so you at least have some place to start. Okay. Well, the rocks are definitely spooky. You've been finding these weird stone seals. There is one in the mines and another in your basement. There might be more. These are those carvings you mentioned last night, right? Yeah, I'm the horror. It's me! I don't know how you guys haven't noticed, but I'm a shadow person. To think there was something like that under my house all this time, to think someone may have put it there, but who? This gives me quite a few threads to follow. Thank you, Eilis. Eilis, didn't you say you felt something similar to the mine seal outside the clinic yesterday? I hope that doesn't mean something weird is about to happen there, too. You know, I was thinking about filling that basement with cement and pretending it was never a part of this house, but if we're all here, maybe we should go down and... Oscar sighs. Take a closer look at that carving seal, whatever it is. It's been bad enough going into haunted houses and abandoned coal mines at night, but there's something that feels so much worse about going down there in the middle of the day. It's because you can see the spooky monster in all its horrific detail in the light of the sun. Unless it's a vampire, in which case we're fine. I can't say I'm thrilled at the thought of it either, but we need to do whatever we can to start getting ahead of things. I really don't think this is a good idea. The spirit is gone, but you can still feel a faint hum undulating from the basement. Imminent danger may not await you down there, but the stone remains active, if at least weakened. Who knows in what strange ways it might manifest itself. Oh boy! Saving is useless for me because I never backtrack, but it makes me feel safer. Come on, Mystical, you can't give me two conflicting options. It's gone but it's fine, and it's gone but it's not fine. Come on! I need to be handheld! Well, let's see who dies today. The spirit is gone and all that remains are dust and bones. There's no reason for us not to go down there. That's reassuring. If we're going to trust anybody's instincts on this, it should probably be yours. Okay, let's do this. Oscar leads you back down the familiar hallway to Rosalina's room. Okay. Oh, hi everyone. What are you doing in my room? I'm going back into the basement, Rosa. I'm afraid there's something down there that might help us figure out what's going on in town. It's probably best if you go to the library while we... No way! If you're going down there, I'm going too. Remember what you said last night? No more secrets, we're in this together? You're right, Rosa. You can come with us. No more secrets. Come on, Rosa, we saved you from dying once. I don't want to have to do it again. Am I the only person in this town who doesn't have a death wish? Apparently. Just give me a moment to move all this out of the way. Oscar gets to work moving the furniture from the trapdoor, his broad shoulders making quick work of it. Before you and your companions know it, you find yourself transfixed to the trapdoor. Oscar opens the hatch with a menacing creak. Everyone's heart skips a beat. But none of you are swept up into a ghost's nightmare puppet show. The sun continues to shine, the birds continue to sing outside Rosalina's window. See? Nothing to be worried about. Except for the corpse. The slight tremor in his voice tells you he's mostly saying that to himself. Shall we? Yeah, I take it back. I'm good staying up here while you'll take a look down there. I do not like the vibes I'm getting from that pit. Well, we must descend. Sorry if you die, Oscar! You descend the basement stairs and find yourself in the same cold, unfinished place you were in last night. The hum is still faint, but it's louder here. You take a deep breath and push it out of your mind. Well, I guess whatever we're looking for is in that pit. I guess we should take a look. Oscar walks up to the burial site, eyes widening as he peers inside. Well, I must stare into the pit. I need to see what's spooking him. Yeah, it's okay, we know about the corpse. Don't freak out, Oscar, it's fine. It's just a dead body. The eternally screaming remains of Charles Shaw Jr. are exactly where you left him last night, staring back up at you from empty sockets. The carving lies beneath him, the heavy, cold stone acting as his coffin. 3 dogs run an endless loop around a furious goat, all bound in a ring of flame. The style seems almost Greek, or maybe Greco-Roman, the weathered carving reminding you of something you might see in a temple. Strange power emanates from the carving. It feels like some living thing, a darkness preserved in stone, buried out of sight and away from any eager hands. Or at least that was the intention, but power like this can't stay buried forever. Charlie. He looks so small. Don't touch it. I'll have to call Dr. Kelly about this. We should put his body to rest, right? That's how these things usually go. He hasn't popped up out of the grave or decided to make any of us into puppets, so maybe he's really gone for good. I think so. That's gonna make it a lot easier to sleep tonight. Does that mean you'll let me sleep in my actual bed? Well, let's give it one more night. I still don't know how I feel about you sleeping on top of that rock. So what do we think about the corpse? What are your feelings? or the spooky carving too. Wolves encircling a goat. It's a start. What was on the carving in the mines? A circle of arms bound up in chains. Stella took a photo of it. Not that that's helpful right now, but maybe once we find her, she can send it to you. Interesting. I'm sure that description will be more than enough to get started. Can I help? I want something to do. I'm tired of just waiting around. Sure, you can help. Well, destroying it might release some sort of ancient evil, so I'm gonna hold off on that for now. Yeah, sure, time to go. Yeah, let's go back upstairs. Now that we know it's safe down here, I'll come back on my own time to do a more thorough examination. But, Oscar, there's strength in numbers. You gotta bring somebody down with you or else you're just gonna die and then we're gonna find you in the hole. Suited, you're all in one place. Oscar closes the trapdoor and moves the pile of furniture back in place. So, did y'all get possessed or cursed or anything? No, but we got to see a dead body. Do you want to see a picture of it? I'm okay. I'll be back to check in on you in a minute. I've got just a couple of things to finish up with these folks. You and Kaneko follow Oscar back to the living room. So, I have more than enough to get started on my research now, but is there anything else I should know about? Give me a moment. I need to cough and hack. I got slime in me. I'm full of slime. Okay. Well, there is most definitely something spooky about the clinic. I had a spooky door moment, right? I could feel something pulling me towards it. Right, I'm almost forgotten after everything that happened yesterday. You said there was something there that reminds you of the mines, right? I see. I'll dig up what I can on the clinic. There's a lot of history there. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something haunting that place as well. Oh god, you don't think that's why Reese is sick, do you? He's been sick for years, hasn't he? If there's something supernatural causing his illness, it puts a bit of a wrench in our recency theory. It does, but maybe there's more to it than that. Maybe things being clustered so tightly together is just a coincidence. It's real sick hours. Everybody's sick. Me, game character, half of every streamer ever. Maybe Scarlet Hollow has been weird for a long time and we're all just starting to notice. Took me back-to-back encounters with the paranormal on consecutive nights to even consider that we might be dealing with something supernatural. Oh yes, the movie night. Ho ho ho. It's a perfect cover for an investigation. Who knows if that would fly with Dr. Kelly, though. After last night, I'm pretty sure she's not going to let us anywhere near her house. If we're going to investigate the clinic, I think we're going to have to break in. No, absolutely not. It's what Stella would do, and she's been 3 for 3 this week when it comes to finding spooky stuff. She's also been 3 for 3 when it comes to finding her way into mortal peril. This is why we have to find her as soon as possible. It shouldn't fall on me to suggest we do something dangerous. I'm terrible at selling it. It's not that I don't think we should figure out what's going on in there. We just need to be cautious about what we do next. We don't want anyone to get attacked or possessed by any more ghosts, even if it is to help a friend. I don't know if we have time to play it safe. Just give me a day or two to do some research before you do anything rash, okay? I'll explore. Are we sure there's no spooky ghost? I have every reason to believe so. There wasn't as much as a creaking door or a mysterious draft all night. Thanks to you and Tabitha, I think we're in the clear. You're so brave for sleeping in here. I would have left and set the place on fire behind me if I were in your shoes, no matter if someone wound up putting it to rest or not. I suppose I felt I'd done enough running. I'd seen the worst it could do, and I was willing to risk it if it meant Rosalina wouldn't spend another night sleeping on a cot in the back room of the library. I mean, the library is connected to the house, so, like, wouldn't the ghost kind of bleed over at some point? Let's mention Sybil. I think Sybil knows more than she's letting on. She wants me to come talk to her today. I know we've been over this, but I still think you're barking up the wrong tree. Why would my mom hide anything from us? Because she's a spooky witch. Still, she did seem really calm and confident last night. Weirdly so. I hate this. She did seem strange last night. She kept shutting down the conversation, like she was rushing us all along, trying not to let us linger on the supernatural long enough to reach any conclusions. Still, I'm inclined to agree with Kanika here. If she does know something, why would she be hiding it? I'd be interested to know what exactly she intends to tell you that couldn't be discussed in front of the rest of us. I wonder if this could be the work of a cult. Ooh. Know any local cults? I don't know. Throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks, everybody. It's always a cult. Let's not get all satanic panic just yet. I know it's not looking unlikely at this point, but having lived in this town all my life, I feel like I would know if there was some cult that ran the place. A cult doesn't necessarily have to run the town to have had an impact. It doesn't even need to be active. From what I gather, those carvings you've been talking about are old, and whoever left them here is probably long gone. I'll see what I can find, you never know. Okay, make sure your cat doesn't get eaten by creatures. The ditchlings are those things from the woods, right? With those faces? Yeah, the ones with the faces. They snatch animals to do some kind of parasitic egg-laying thing, so unless you want one of those things to pop out of Pixel, you'd better keep them where he's safe. Will do. I can't imagine how devastated Rosalina would be if something were to happen to him, especially after everything she's been through. Well, we've gotta find my good friend Stella. I agree, we need her brazen energy if we're going to do any serious sleuthing. Let us know what you find. I will. Okay. So no one died in the library house, so that's good. No deaths so far. So that's Oscar. Any other ideas? You're right, I could. Maybe they're just hungry. Maybe they just want sandwiches. Anything can be solved with a good jelly sandwich. Let's check out the diner. Good idea. Folks tend to congregate there. Maybe we'll run into someone who's seen Stella. The diner is busier than you've ever seen it. The small booths packed with miners. Hey, hope you weren't planning on spending any quality time in the diner today. Looks like we'll be hosting a meeting for the foreseeable future. What's going on? There's a strike up at the mines. They made the diner their base of operations. Huh, good for them. It's about time something like this happened. This is great for business. These fellas can have as much free coffee as they can drink if they keep piling in like this. The miners didn't even notice you entered the diner, and instead of speaking in hushed voices, argue with each other loudly enough for you to easily overhear. I guess the shift schedules are pretty brutal, and I'd like more vacation days. I'd love to be able to see my family around the holidays, and better health benefits would be amazing, but what if she decides to fire all of us? You're only a year or so into the work, and trust me, the longer it goes on, the more it sucks the life out of you. At first, you're just unhappy, but you figure you can weather it till you find something better. A paycheck's a paycheck. Next thing you know, you've lost years of your life to a company that doesn't give a solitary shit about you, that uses up every free second it could suck out of its workers and pays us just enough to survive, but not so much that we can ever save enough to get the hell out. And also you get black lung from all the coal. We could get fired for this. I really need the paycheck. I can't get fired. And the company housing? That makes a big difference for me. Right, the company housing. How generous of Tabitha to put you up in a company-owned shack that ain't had maintenance done in decades, taking a big chunk right out of your paycheck that sure shit ain't going towards property tax and upkeep alone. The company housing that means almost nobody in this whole damn town owns the place they live. We have numbers on our side, Harrison. After what happened up there the other night, damn near everyone is joining the picket line. If you can't afford to lose us all, we have the power here, so long as we're united. Okay. Hey, any of you guys seen my friend? The miners turned towards the doorway, all eyes glaring at you in unison. Okay, so maybe that wasn't a good choice. The YouTuber? Yeah, the YouTuber. No, we ain't seen her. As you can see, we've got a lot going on today. We'd appreciate it if you didn't butt in. Listen, I'm just asking about a missing person. I'm very worried about my good friend. Harrison's voice drops to a barely audible mumble. I hope she's okay. She hasn't been around, but I'll let you know if I hear anything. Oh. They're all staring at me. I feel so judged. Hey Avery, what's up? You waggling at something? Come on now, Zax. This is a free establishment. Let's step outside. I could use some fresh air. Avery pauses for a second. I've been seeing those little blob guys everywhere. Should I be concerned? You might get some eggs laid in your skin. We should be more worried about why they're here, I think. Spooky supernatural things happening. Do we know what that is yet? Not yet, though I'm still hoping they're just weird animals and not some kind of harbinger of doom. Because if my mom is right, and that is what they are, whatever is coming has to be worse than what we've already been through. I'll keep my eyes peeled and ears open. In the meantime, should I be careful not to wind up in any dark alleys with those weird little guys? Are they gonna try to eat me or something? No, worse. They might try to use you as some kind of incubator. So far, they've only been laying eggs in local wildlife, but now that there are so many of them, I'm not sure the humans of Scarlet Hollow are gonna be safe for much longer. Oh, is that all they do? That doesn't sound so bad. Are you serious? Being used as a walking nursery sounds so much worse than just being eaten. Look, they need a warm place to pupate, and I have skin to spare. Who am I to deny them? Avery says I'm free real estate. That's so gross. The thought of feeling something like wriggling under your skin, stealing your nutrients until it eventually erupts out of you. Kanika shudders. Sounds like the miracle of life to me. Avery, we can't be friends. This is insane behavior. You're yanking us around, right? Maybe. Anyways, I shouldn't get too off topic. You wanted to chat? Ugh. Oh god. My voice is giving out. Hey. So how about them miners? The strike? I'm all for it. Zax has been riling folks up all morning, though it doesn't take much. Seems like most of the workers have been unhappy for a long time. And these poor kids getting trapped in the collapse really sealed the deal. I don't know how Tabitha expected anyone to get back to work with something like that going on. Well...
Let's make everyone happy, right?
You have way too much faith in that woman if you think she'll just give in. You never know, maybe Alice coming to town's a chance for her to turn over a new leaf. I'll believe it when I see it. Anything weird aside from the spooky monsters? Avery pauses, thinking for a moment. I don't think it's supernatural, but I haven't seen Julius since Tuesday, which is pretty unusual. He never skips the diner 2 days in a row unless he's out of town or something. And maybe he is. I don't know him well enough that he shares his weekend plans with me or anything. I don't like the thought of more people disappearing right now. He might just be out of town. But he's kind of an old dude. Maybe it couldn't hurt to have somebody check in on his house, see if he's there or not. I'll try to do that before my shift tomorrow. So, just confirming that you don't know where my good friend Stella is. Nope, not at all, but I'll let you know if I hear something. Last night was an ordeal for all of us. I think she was especially shaken up. She just ran off without saying anything. We're pretty worried.
You should probably get back to it.
Totally. I'm sure you're both antsy to get back to looking for Stella. I won't keep you. Great. So that was useless. It just made a bunch of miners mad at me. Avery heads back inside and you and Kanika return to Main Street. Great. Still no sign of Stella. Let's go check out creepy pastor man that nobody likes. The church? What do you think, Stella decided to get religious all of a sudden? I'm gonna stock up on holy water and crosses. We'll just be thorough. Fair enough. We shouldn't rule it out just because I don't want to have to see the pastor. Let's make it quick though. I don't want him trying to rope us into some church event. The church events usually have like donuts and stuff, right? So like we'll get snacks, it'll be fine. Kanika leads the way, taking up the gradual slope towards the church. Alright, where is that weirdo? Squishy, I'm not dealing with minor children. I'm staying away from the minor children. My, 3 visitors at once on a Thursday. This is unprecedented. But there are only 2 of us. Oh no, were we followed by a ditchling? Ah! Child. Oh no, it's a minor child. Oh, it's just Zane, what are you doing here? All the glimpses of death I've had in the past 2 days have forced me into the midst of an existential crisis, my dudes. I want to see if fate held any answers for me. Sick, radical. Alas, I have not yet found the solace I seek. Give it time, Zane. It sometimes takes a while for the Lord to work his way into your heart, but when he does, you won't regret letting him in. Be sure to look over those pamphlets I gave you, and of course, I'm always here if you need to talk. Sure thing, Pastor D. Peace, y'all. Anyway, we're looking for Stella. She wandered off last night, and no one has seen her since. We're starting to get pretty worried. We hope maybe you or Janie had seen her? I can't speak for Janie, but I'm afraid I've seen neither hide nor hair of Stella. If you'd like to talk to my wife, she's just over by the alpacas. Oh my god, they have alpacas at this church? Dude, stop trying to make people come to church to save a petting zoo. Though, Eilis, I was hoping we might be able to talk in private. What do you have to say to her that you can't say in front of me? Please, if you wouldn't mind, this is a personal matter. Oh no, why are we getting into personal matters with the pastor? Personal for whom? I'd rather folks not pry on this, you know how rumors get started. Yeah, sure, I'll talk to you in private. If you're sure. I guess we'll leave you to it while we check in with Janie. We'll be right over there by the fence. That's conveniently in your line of sight, okay? Great. Or she's saying we, there's only one of her. Why are we being treated like a group of more than two in this episode? What's happening? Is there a ghost following me? Is that a guy in the background? Who is this? Is that the guy? I think I see the guy. Okay, can you get heads off towards Janie and the alpacas? Great. I'm so glad you decided to come up to visit me. So many young people these days seem to think they could solve all their problems on their own. Meanwhile, God is right there ready to help them if only they let him into their hearts. The pastor's eyes dart back towards the alpacas. Okay, good, they're gone. You're new in town. What kind of impression did I make on you? Am I creepy? I mean, like a little bit. If you practical strangers decide to ask me if you're creepy, you probably come off as a little creepy. You're right. I should just get better at seeming approachable. Maybe if I grew a thick beard, people would trust me more. Or maybe I should get a cool jacket. Aw. He's interrupted by the sounds of a snapping twig and a high-pitched giggle, partly muffled by the underbrush on the edge of the property. Oh no! A spooky little girl! Tulip, come out of there. You know you're not supposed to play in the woods. Tulip glances back into the woods, quiet as she hesitates. Tulip, are you going to be good, or are we going to skip story time tonight?
I'll be good. You don't have to skip story time. I won't go into the woods, I promise.
I know you won't, Tulip, because you know it's too dangerous for little girls in there. Why don't you go help Mom with the alpacas? It's just about time they got fed. You can give them hay. Aw, small child. Yeah, lots of minors this episode. Hopefully we don't get any more of them trapped underground. Tulip smiles broadly, seemingly excited by the prospect, and hurries off. Sorry I had to have a firm parenting moment just then. She's been trying to run off into those woods a lot lately, and it's really dangerous, even for adults. There's this massive trash dump not too far past the trees, but it must be at least 50 years old, so it's all grown over and looks like it's part of the landscape. Ah, yes, I've heard. But if you accidentally walk on it, you might find yourself falling into a hip-deep mound of rusty cans and broken glass. Tulip made up some imaginary friends and keeps telling us that they want her to go out there, like the word of some fictional creature she made up is going to convince us it's a good idea for her to play in somebody's old garbage. But she's 7, of course she would get some funny little idea like that. I'd love to get the community to rally around a big cleanup. It's about time somebody got rid of all that junk. Oh, Tetanus Lake. Yes, I'm familiar with Tetanus Lake. Tetanus Lake? That's an accurate name. I wonder if Tulip would stay away if I started calling it that, or if that would only make it sound more alluring. They should probably explain what tetanus is to her first. How big is this trash dump? Maybe if you had construction equipment and a team of professionals. It's a big area, and I have no idea how deep it goes. In the meantime, I'm just making sure Tulip knows not to go near it. So, how's about those imaginary friends? Oh, she's just been talking about these friends of hers lately. Little stories about creatures that live in the church. I'm sure she saw some animal in there and decided it was her friend. There's nothing to be overly concerned about, except the trash heap situation. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Kaneko walking back to the two of you. She must have finished talking to Janie. Janie says she hasn't seen Stella either, so we'd better get going. Hope your talk with the pastor went well. Yes, we had a great conversation. I appreciate you all stopping by, even if it wasn't under the best circumstances. I'll let y'all be on your way. And I hope Stella turns up soon. I'll put in some good prayers with the big man for her. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Alright, thanks, see ya. Yeah, dude, he's alright. I'm okay with him. He's just got a weird little V smile. Okay, now that we put some distance between us and the church, what did he want to talk to you about? He didn't say anything weird, did he? Tulips apparently made some weird imaginary friends. Kids make up imaginary friends all the time. Let's not get too distracted until we find Stella, though. Where to next? Well, I don't think we should discount the imaginary friends, considering all the spooky ghosts. And in every horror movie where the child has an imaginary friend, it is a spooky ghost. Let's check out the mines. There's no people there, right? I guess there's a decent chance Stella went to find her cousin. I can't say I get it, but it's definitely something she would do. Come on, I'll drive us. Oh boy, we get to be in a car! It isn't long before you find yourselves outside the Scarlet Mines. Great. Oh no, there's still people here. I thought you were at the diner. Leave me be! A wall of bodies, picket signs, and megaphones in hand forms a human barricade around the entrance to the Scarlet Mine. Scarlet, more like toilet. It doesn't even like rhyme. I hope it's not weird to talk to them while they're in the middle of all this. Krusty Krab unfair. Mr. Krabs is in there. Well, if it isn't the boss's cousin. It went well, Matt. Why are the cops here? I'm suspicious of these men. Miss Scarlet requested we supervise the situation. The mine's the source of a lot of jobs in town, and she just wanted to make sure nobody did anything hasty while expressing their concerns. That's a polite way of saying that they're here to intimidate us. A little reminder from the boss that she owns more than just the coal mines. Simmer down, nobody's here to intimidate anyone, but the Scarlet Mines are private property. Miss Scarlet has every right to request some oversight during a tense situation. There's a lot more of us than there are of you. Great. Maybe don't threaten the police. How's your strike going, boys? Wouldn't you like to know? Okay, God, I don't own the mine. You don't have to be mean to me about it. Major gloves happened on the property not 2 days ago, and the boss wants us to go about our work as usual. Great. I'm not going back down there knowing death or serious bodily harm could come at any second. I care more about living than I do about any paycheck. There's a lot that could stand to change around here, and it seems like damn near everybody else thinks so too. What are your grievances? We'd like competitive pay, 8-hour shifts instead of 12 or more, improvements to the sick day and vacation policies, and a thorough safety inspection before any of us step foot underground again. Yeah, it's pretty reasonable, I think. The collapse is way too close to the active mine for me to feel safe down there until I know for sure I won't wind up buried under 2 tons of rock. This place is supported by the labor of folks who are too desperate for work to care about the conditions they work under. It runs them ragged and then spits them out when they're too broken to keep going. I've seen it time and time again. We're going to change things. There's no reason we should be treated like we're a disposable workforce. If we're the ones making our money, we should be making money too, not just scraping by. Jesus, Tabitha. They haven't updated any of their worker policies since the 1930s. They outlawed child labor and they haven't fixed anything else since. I'll go talk to her for you. I'm not sure we should be involving the boss's cousin in any negotiations. Yeah, it'd be a bad look. If you want to try and push her to the table, that's one thing, but you should leave the demands to us. Any word about the children? I feel like we should be all just a little bit more worried about as like an immediate issue. We've heard voices so we know they're alive, now we just have to get them out. Well, maybe try to get them out like a little, like chop, man. How long can you survive without food and water? They're alive, that's amazing. They must be so scared down there. We've got a team working in shifts to dig them out. Okay, great. We may be striking, but that just means we're not making the boss any money. Not that we won't do everything we can for kids who need us. Great. Thank you. Appreciate it. Have any of you seen Stella? She's missing. The YouTuber? Yes, we know. We went over this. She is a YouTuber. She's the one on all the banned from property posters, right? We haven't seen her, and we've been out here all day, so we'd know if she'd come by. We'll make sure to keep an eye out. Can't say we'll be much help, though. We'll just be standing around here for the foreseeable future. How about the digging? No way, there's a ton of dangerous equipment there, and the men working to rescue those kids don't need any more distractions. It's bad enough having parents breathing down our necks, they're making the job that much harder. They have every right to be at the dig site, but that one woman... Becca's mom? Yeah, they're being hassled enough as is. Well, they haven't seen Stella. I guess we'll just go. I don't want to make them upset. Guess that's it for the mines. Come on, I'll drive us back to town. We can figure out our next move from there. Where to next? Well, the cops are at the picket line, so... Do we have more than 2 cops in this town? Exhaust all my options. It's not a terrible idea, I'm sure they won't be much help, but we are dealing with a missing person, and that is cop stuff. Hopefully they don't give you a hard time. They've really been on your ass. Okay, so we do have more than 2 police currently working. The police station is exactly what you would expect from a town the size of Scarlet Hollow. It smells strongly of coffee and faintly of aged furniture and paper, and the general tidiness speaks of a department that doesn't get much of anything done. But you're also not alone here. You enter to find a worried Beau standing between you and the officer behind the desk. Big Betty wasn't just a pumpkin, Deputy Franklin, sir. She was gonna be a prize winner. Raising her was the last thing me and my daddy did together. She's important to our family. The Scarlet Hollow police are spread pretty thin at the moment, young man. Any property disputes will have to wait, if indeed there is a dispute to be had. Oh no, property disputes. The scariest thing. Are you sure it wasn't some animal that took your vegetable? Sir, you know Mr. Tremaine thinks that land belongs to him. He probably thought Big Betty was his to take. He ain't coming to his door, so for all I know, he might be all the way to the state fair by now with our pumpkin. Ain't there something you can do about it? A weird question. Are you part of a cult? Let's just ask about the pumpkin. Julius Tremaine stole Big Betty, and I'm trying to get the police to talk to him. And I've been telling Mr. Calloway that there's no way to prove who the vegetable in question belonged to. There's no documentation. It's your word against his. The Calloways and Tremaines have been at this for a long time. Some feud from over a century ago split the families, and they've been at it ever since. Great. You want me to go over there too, guys? Okay. Why can't you look into this man's poor pumpkin? Oh, this is right. I ain't asking for much. You know, Mike, it sounds like Beau has a real case here. It's not just 2 neighbors getting angry at each other. Property's been stolen. Couldn't you get involved on his behalf just this once, after everything he's been through? This isn't the first time there's been a theft between the Calloways and Tremaines. We've heard it all. We know exactly how it'll play out. Trust the police to do the policing, ma'am. I'm going all in on this man's pumpkin. This is a prize pumpkin we're talking about. It's our job as police to remain impartial when it comes to the citizens of the town we protect. None of us have it out for Mr. Calloway or Mr. Tremaine. We're just doing what we can to uphold the safety and security of all residents of Scarlet Hollow. And you're doing a great job. So anyway, how about Stella? A missing person? Apologies, Mr. Calloway, but I'm going to have to handle this first. Deputy Franklin pulls out a few forms from the front desk and holds them out. If one of you could fill these out, please. I can take care of that. Thank you so much for taking this seriously, Mike. I know Stella has a tendency to go on hiking trips, but this feels different. She can't be in her right mind going back out in the woods after what happened to my daddy. Oh, I'll just say thanks. He's done one good thing for me, he deserves a thanks. I take everything seriously. Now, is there anything else I can help you with? How about your dad, Beau? Oh no, I made him sad. I knew it would make him sad, but I felt like I needed to check anyway. Okay. No, I ain't found him. Had to stop looking so I could stay home and guard the farm. There are more of those things every minute, seems like. You think they'll go back to where they came from soon? I'm personally doing all I can. I'll do my part to help. I'll kick in as many of those nasty little faces as I can, but I don't know how many I could send scampering off. Seems like there's no end to those critters. Beau is the best character in this game. I've spoken to him twice, and I love him. Okay, well, we'll be on our way. Kanika hands the completed report back to Deputy Franklin. Thank you, ma'am. I'll get this filed right away. Good luck out there. Great. I hope Miss Richmond is alright and you'll find her soon. Yeah, bye. Best keep your nose clean out there, Eilis. Try to stay out of trouble. Impossible. Well, at least we filed a report. Still, I guess finding Stella is going to be mostly up to us. Where to next? Before you can say anything, you're interrupted by Kanika's phone buzzing. We've used up all of our options. Oh my god, my mom's calling me. When is she going to learn to text? Give me a sec. Hey, what's up? No, still no sign of her. We were going to keep looking a while longer. I'm really feeling okay, I'm not... You're right. Now that you mention it, I do feel kinda tired. I shouldn't push myself. I'll come home. She has a point. I'm not feeling well right now. I've got to get back to the general store. Maybe some tea could help. This really crept up on me. I was doing fine until Kanika starts to sway, losing balance in her legs. Oh god. I must have been running on adrenaline. Please don't faint. She stumbles, bumping into you before getting her balance. Sorry. I think I just need some help getting home. I'll have some tea and maybe lie down and then we can get back to looking for Stella. Kanika leans on your shoulder for support and you help walk her back to the general store. Thanks, and sorry. This is embarrassing. The bells of the general store chime welcomingly as you help bring Kanika inside. Oh dear, Kanika, you poor thing. This is why you're supposed to stay in bed today. If you keep running around like this, it's going to take you so much longer to recover. Thank you so much for getting her home, and I hope you're feeling better after last night's fiasco. Hi, Mom. Go on, get up to bed. I'll be up in a minute with more tea. And Eilis, once she's all situated, I believe I owe you a chat. Hopefully we can start to get to the bottom of whatever's happening to the town. Wait, if you're talking mystery-related stuff, I should be there. Sweetie, you've done enough today, and you never like when I do tea readings anyway. I'm sure Eilis can catch you up once you're feeling better. Okay, you're right. I'm not feeling well. I should really lie down. Kanika heads towards the stairs and disappears without saying another word. There's something off here. It's as if Kanika's spirit dimmed at Sybil's words. Oh no, she's mind-controlling her children! Shall we? Sybil motions towards the tea room. I'm allergic to tea! So what was up with that? Do? It almost sounds like you're accusing me of something. The only thing I did was tell her she should rest as any mother would, and she listened as any child would. Little suspicious of you, but I guess I'll be alone in a room with you. Please have a seat. I'll bring you a fresh cup. Take a seat at the small table at the edge of the room. It's dark here, only a sliver of sunlight able to filter through the heavy curtains, supplemented by the bright grow lights over the plant in the corner. It's castor bean, an incredibly toxic plant, and strange for a tea maker to keep around in her workspace. Which? Sybil joins you at the table and places a cup in front of you. It smells light and citrusy, with an undercurrent of decaying earth. Delicious. I'll be able to do a reading once you're done. Until then, how about we just chat? So what's up with your poison? Castor bean and the oleander in the corner behind me, they can produce ricin and rat poison. It just seems like strange plants for a person who makes presumably edible teas to have them lying around in the open. Aren't you sharp? I'm an appreciator of plants regardless of whether they can be used in tea. Oleander's blooms are beautiful and castor bean has such massive leaves. You have to admit it makes for an impressive plant. And they're both perfectly harmless so long as no one goes munching them. I keep them separate from the garden out back for just that reason so no one confuses them for something edible. Alright. There's a lot of throwing the tea down. Well, just in case the tea poisons me and I die. let's just save. How'd you wind up in Scarlet Hollow? Oh, my family's been in these hills for a long time. That's how I know so much of the local flora. Everything I've learned was handed down from generations of hill folk. There hasn't always been a reliable doctor up here, especially not one most folks could afford. They have to figure out their own medicine. Tell me about my mother's unsavory youth. I most certainly did, though I might have been exaggerating a bit for dramatic effect. I'm prone to do that. In a town this size, you get to know everybody, no matter what the age difference might be. Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I always had a certain older sister instinct about her. Her family wasn't good to her. Pearl was a lot like your great-grandmother, Edwardine, just to say she was not a very kind woman. Similar to Tabitha, but with more social grace and considerably more hatred for her fellow man. Great. But your mother wasn't a shrinking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet, so her family choosing her as their punching bag made her into quite the rebel. So what happened to their mom? Their entry into this world was violent, I'm afraid. Their mother was young, too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. She didn't survive the labor. Oh no. So what's up with our guys then, huh? I suppose they just haven't been very noteworthy since Edwardine took over the mines. Her husband died a long time ago, and to be quite honest, I can't even recall his name. Might have been Stuart or something just as forgettable. From what Vivian said, her father was some teenage fling that ended once your grandmother found out she was pregnant. I'm fairly certain it was similar for Vivian, though she was much older, and I believe she was the one who ended it, what with skipping town and all. What do you know about my grandma? I'm afraid there isn't much I can tell you. I think there were two in that generation. The eldest died when the girls were still children. Edwardine never spoke about them, nor did your mother. Alright, well, our last option. What happened when my mom found out she was pregnant? She came to me for advice. She was distraught. It was like she'd been handed a death sentence. Maybe it was fear from what had happened to her own mother, maybe it was something else. But she seemed convinced she was in danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, of course, but she was born in wedlock, so I assumed your mother's worried it had something to do with religion. Though the Scarlets weren't particularly religious, as far as I knew. But the way Vivian was that night she came to me, it stuck in my mind. It's always had me wondering what it was about your family that made her panic so much at the thought of having a baby. Because we're cursed. Okay, well... Let's have tea. Citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. Great. I can't wait to be poisoned. But the aftertaste combines the two flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. There is something you don't like about the feeling. It's too soothing. You don't doubt that there's something magical at work in this blend. Great. Magic poison. Well, tell me the lore. I'll need your tea leaves first. I have pieces of the puzzle, but the tea leaves should help give you the full picture. Alright, well, tea. Close your eyes and take another sip, and then another. It's delightful. Great, I love dirt. My favorite. The tea is gone before you know it, the small cup empty, save for what's left of rehydrated leaves coating the bottom. Oh good, glad you found the tea palatable enough to drink. It should do you some good, it's one of my more medicinal blends. Now, on to business. Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. You've got just about every warning that can fit in the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. All of these mean death, misery, difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. It's fair to assume that all this has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure, but we may at the very least be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here, a cat, an enemy lurking in plain sight. The cat could be literally any character. How do I know you're not the cat? Yeah, I'm suspicious. I'm suspicious of this woman. She's gonna turn me into tea. Okay. Can I see, please? Being more. I'm sure it wouldn't make sense to most people. It'll probably just look like a confusing mess of old leaves, but you're free to take a look. That sure is a confusing mess of old leaves. You take the cup, staring down into it. It's just leaves. There's no pattern, nothing swimming together in the dregs of your tea to give you any warnings or premonitions. After a long moment, Sybil takes the cup back from you. I thought I was mystical. She sucked out my mystical power with her magic tea. I hope that settled your curiosity. Don't worry if you couldn't make sense of it. It takes years to learn this sort of thing, even for someone with your propensities. Great. She winks conspiratorially. Well, that one has the most words in it. The cat could be Dr. Kelly. It's always the hot ones. I'm not gonna say that! She's been nothing but hostile since I met her. Joan Kelly is just a very blunt woman, bless her soul. Reese's condition puts a great strain on them both, and I'm sure she doesn't mean to come across the way she does. That kind of stress would do the same to anyone. But she's not a friend of yours, and she's not family, so she lacks the closeness required to be the cat. Okay. You don't have to figure out an answer right away. It often takes time for the mind to connect the dots. Just be on guard and keep vigilant that somebody close to you isn't to be trusted. We know from the ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connecting to some hidden enemy. Perhaps we can try to counteract whatever might be planned for you. Judging by what you told me last night, those stones, carving seals, whatever you want to call them, I think it's likely they have something to do with this. Until the cat reveals itself, it seems like your best course of action is to seek these carvings out, piece together what you can from your visions, and arm yourself with information. Have you sensed any others around town? Do you think you might be able to find another? Well, yeah, the spooky door. The one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Even just remembering it is enough to tug at you, compelling you to return and open it to see what's on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. What's important now is finally seeing what's hidden in the clinic. I feel like I'm being mind controlled. Am I having a mind control moment? But they're scary. What happens around those stones might not be anywhere close to what could happen if we let the danger encroaching on both you and this town act unopposed. The ditchlings are multiplying every day. This is all going to come to a head, and it may just be a question of how prepared you are when it comes. Learning whatever you can could save your life, even if you're faced with more ghosts or ghouls along the way. I think that's all the help I can offer. I hope this conversation has been illuminating, even if it just brought up more questions than giving any clear answers. Okay, I can still leave the tea room. I'm not being turned into tea. Yo, last night, why don't you come with me? I may have been able to see through that spirit's illusions, but I'm not some kind of all-powerful entity. I'm an old woman. I have trouble with my knees, and my eyesight isn't what it used to be. In most situations, I'd be more of a liability than a helpful companion. Imagine if I'd been in those mines with you. Some use I'd be, struggling to climb over rocks and ladders, throwing my back out from all the crouching. Yeah, this isn't about being safe. This is about ghouls. Well, I think I already made her hate me enough, so I'll let you know if I find anything. Glad to hear it. I hope all goes well, and I wish you luck. Hopefully you won't need it. Thank you again for humoring an old lady and stopping by for a chat. Great. With a small grunt of effort, Sybil gets up from the table and you're escorted back to the door. So I've learned nothing. And remember, be careful who you put your trust in. According to your tea, the cat is getting ready to pounce, and merely being ready for it might not be enough. Great. Sybil closes the door of the tea room, the bells of its door strangely flat in the stale air of the nearly empty general store. Spooky. Yeah, let's talk to the teenager that hates me. I feel like these are all terrible options. Hey, you see any weird rocks? Yeah. You. I'm not a rock. Clearly this is a very sick burn and you should be all bested by his wit. Oh no. I've been stabbed in the heart with an incredibly powerful burn. Okay. So is your mom a witch? Wouldn't you like to know? Great. Yes, I would. Look, a lot of weird stuff is going on around town. I feel like a witch could be super helpful, so if she is one, I thought she'd, like, just helped you. You're grown, take care of your own self. Dude, come on. Fine, whatever. You're so mean to me. I hate this teenager. Kids are the worst. You're not going anywhere before checking in on Kaneki. You make it work upstairs. You make it work upstairs. I can't talk. Well, knock it is only polite. L plus ratio plus rock. God. L ratio, you're a rock. You think my mom's a witch. You can't do anything yourself. Weenie. Knock on Kaneka's door. Mom, I really don't need any more tea. I think I'm just gonna lie down for a while. I'm not your mom. Oh, Eilis, what's up? Can I come in? Sorry, my mom was right. I'm exhausted. I probably shouldn't push it or I'll wind up worse off tomorrow. It looks like you're on your own. Okay, well... Make your way out of the general store and down the road to the clinic. Yeah, I know. I thought she was a nice witch, but she's practically threatening me. You make your way up the familiar hill past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. It isn't long before you find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Oh, there's those spooky whispers again. Oh no, it's a guy. It's a creature. I think that's another creature. I'm gonna point at all the creatures. That's so many. Are they in the house too? Okay, well, let's get possessed. Even at the bottom of the hill you can already feel the presence. It's like a magnet has been fixed to your ribcage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits this compulsive frequency. No one will... I mean, am I invisible now? Well, sure, let's see. You found at times that if you haven't wished to be seen, there's been nothing stopping you from remaining hidden. Graveyards, abandoned buildings, old tunnels. You've been in all sorts of strange and unusual places without incident. And for some reason, tonight, Dr. Kelly's clinic feels no different. Yeah, Raccoon! Stay away from these guys, Raccoon. I don't want anybody laying eggs in you, Raccoon. You haphazardly make your way up to the old wooden stairs of the clinic's wraparound porch, taking steps in strange patterns. To an outside observer, you might appear to be drunk, but there's an unconscious method to your conscious madness, though even you would be hard-pressed to describe it. But there's no creak or moan of ancient wood as you make your way to the door. Silence. You push the door open slowly and slip in. You can see the doc at a desk in some room down the hall. She hasn't noticed you. You shut the door silently, watching her closely. You're in the clinic. Feel free to explore as you please. Great. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You can feel that odd sensation again, the nagging pull of whatever it was that wanted you to find it. You're here now, and it knows you're here, and you know exactly what it is. Another stone carving, eager to show you its secrets. You've been caught by its gravity and overwhelming curiosity, guiding you around a corner and towards a dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar, as if inviting you to enter. Yeah, was Wayne, like, way in the background? Because I feel like... maybe? I don't know. I have no object permanence. I feel like Wayne has been in the background of a couple of these things. But, like, far away. The lights click on, you're in the morgue. Oh no! He's a corpse! Okay, no, he's okay. Eilis, what are you doing in the morgue? What? Vampire. Am I interrupting something? No, I was just practicing. Sometimes I come down here to rehearse. What's wrong with you, man? Rehearse, you say? A little weird. You're the one who just wandered into a morgue. Well, yes, but I'm looking for a spooky ghost rock, so... These words seem distant to you. The tugging is strong down here. You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance, and your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. Follow the pull. Great. You touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palms. Hey, are you okay? You feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder, and for a moment, the thing on the other side of the blank white wall loosens its pull on you. You kind of looked possessed for a second there. Are you good? Oh, I am gonna get possessed. Make him understand. Oh no. Use your words. Don't let this fervor consume you. Be present in the moment. You inhale deeply and take in your surroundings. You can't help but notice that one of the body storage drawers is labeled Pearland Scarlet. Gross. Well, it said to use my words. The mines had a stone carving the other night, as did Oscar's house yesterday. They've been giving me visions, and I can sense one on the other side of this wall. I need to see it. Reese glances back at the wall. You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get in there, I'm pretty sure there's an emergency axe somewhere upstairs. I just need to get the doc out of her hair. Should take 2 seconds. What do you mean by that? Yeah, if I say I'm sick and need something, she'll drop whatever she's doing and do it for me. Surefire way to get her out of the house. Very sneaky, I like you, Reese. And most of the time it's true anyway. I don't like these spooky noises in my ears. Use what you got, man. Exactly. Thank you for understanding. Don't mention it. If there's anything I can do to actually be useful, I'm happy to help. Be right back. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited, his usual dour demeanor replaced with an uncharacteristic pep when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. You hear his soft voice filtering in through the open doorway at the top of the stairs, a hoarse and sickly edge added for effect as he speaks to his mother. Hey, Mom. He coughs gently.
I'm sick.
Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I still feel like shit, but I think I can finally try to keep some juice down. It looks like we're all out, though. Really? I thought I just picked some up. I've got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice and some ginger ale, too. That would be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy. It's no problem. It doesn't take long. Don't do anything too strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed until I get back. Lie in the morgue. Thanks, Mom. I'll take it easy. You hear her footsteps move down the hall, then the front door opening and closing. It worked! The theatric rasp has left his voice, excitement rising in his place. King, I love Reese. Come on up, we don't have long until she's back. As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it, your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it. It's one of those emergency fire axes, so it should be pretty obvious wherever it is, though I'm not sure where she would be keeping it. I'll show you around. Let's try the doc's office first. You make your way to the doorway of her now vacant office. I don't see an axe in here. He's right. A cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. But something on the desk catches your eye. Some sort of records with your family's name on them. Well... Sure, I'll skim. Reese stops in the doorway, turning to watch you leaf through the documents. Find something interesting? They're your family's death certificates. Well, let's look at the most recent one. Cause of death, sleep apnea, discovered by her daughter Tabitha, Chrysanthemum Scarlet. God, poor Tabitha. That's a terrible middle name. No autopsy performed. Tabitha's middle name is Chrysanthemum? Wonder who cursed her with that mouthful. It's forbidden knowledge. Knowing that her middle name will now curse me further. Let's look at all of them. Edwardine Scarlett, born April 9th, 1913, died February 12th, 2003, age 89, cause of death heart failure, signed by her daughter Berlan. Pretty normal, almost made it to 90, died of a normal old person illness. Enoch Scarlett, born September 9th, 1887, died August 20th, 1957, age 68, cause of death, fall from cliff. Ooh, suspicious. This one has a coroner's report attached. Organs sustained impact injuries, lacerations to the neck and body consistent with fall from great height. Whoa, an actual autopsy report. Looks ancient. Other. You quickly flip through a few of the other Scarlets whose names aren't quite as familiar. Theodore Scarlett, born May 24th, 1890, died 1918, age 28, cause of death, crushed in mine collapse, body not crowded, signed by his brother Enoch Scarlett. That's right, you had a great uncle who died in the collapse. Joseph Scarlett, born April 1914, died June 7, 1944. Louis Scarlett, born August 1920, died June 6, 1944. Both killed at Normandy in the line of duty. These must have been Edwardine's brothers. Okay, I feel like this is taking way too long, but I've already made my choice. Oh, really? I don't know much about flowers. It's interesting. I wonder if that's just like a funny little pun, or if there's some sort of deep meaning. Okay, certificate of fetal death, infant boy, Andrew Charles Scarlett, delivered April 3rd, 1945, stillbirth, mother Edwardine. Cause of death, complications during birth, no doctor present, home burial. That settles the question of whether you're related to Charlie. Alexander Scarlett, born July 12th, 1946, died August 20th, 1957, age 9, missing presumed dead, signed by mother Edwardine. She went missing the same day Enoch died in a hiking accident. Mary Bell Scarlett, born April 3rd, 1947, died October 30th, 1963, age 16. Cause of death, complications during childbirth, signed by her mother Edwardine. Wow, that's a lot of kids to outlive. Yeah, anyway, let's break open the spooky wall. Okay. The medical supply room is probably a good bet. Fire axe seems like something that might be useful in a room full of chemicals. It's just down the hall. There it is. Looks like it needs a key, though. We'd better not break the glass. I'd rather explain why I had to steal the axe after we've had a chance to use it. The dialogue logs? Wait, where is the dialogue? No, that's different. What's this? Okay. August 20th, 1957. August 20th, 1957. Yeah, those are the same date, right? Yeah, because it said that Halloween is soon, right? There's stuff. Spooky family history lore. Okay, there must be a key in here somewhere. He stops as if listening to something you can't hear. Shit, she's back already. As if on cue, you hear the front door to the clinic open and close, the creak of its antique hinges echoing down the hallway. Footsteps start down the hall. Oh no, I shouldn't have read. I'm a fool. Quick, we gotta hide. I'm not supposed to be in here. He opens the closet door and hurriedly motions you inside. You slip past him, scrunching into the small space as best you can. He attempts to slide in after you. He's a skinny little boy. We got it, it's fine. Make space and he slips in next to you, closing the door just enough that you can both still monitor the entrance to the supply room. Dr. Kelly storms in, plastic bag in tow. She takes something out of the bag and places it on the counter. And then she hurries back out, bag rustling as she makes her way back down the hallway. We'd better wait a second just in case. I'm not gonna flirt with him. Quietly wait for the danger to pass. The two of you stand in tense silence, both crammed into the suffocating closet, taking shallow breaths as if she could hear you breathing from the other side of the building. But the footsteps soon return. Dr. Kelly makes her way back towards your hiding place, creaking floorboards broadcasting her location all the way to the hallway just outside your hiding spot. His head swivels suddenly. That was the door to the house. We're in the clear. Let's go. Great. Okay, now do we smash the glass? Two of you spill out of the closet. Reese quickly and quietly starts pulling out drawers, scanning them for keys. You can't help but notice what Dr. Kelly left on the long steel table in the middle of the room. A sprig of small furry fruits. Castor beans. Ooh. Ooh. She's buying poison from the witch. You've seen them elsewhere in town, but for the life of you, you can't remember where. Where did your mom get castor beans? Yes, found the keys. You're dodging the question, Reese. He holds up a small ring of keys, each with a strip of colored tape on the head. Was this about beans? Oh, those weird little fruit things. Reese unlocks the cabinet and offers you the fire axe. Here's your axe. And I don't know, I've never seen them before. I'm not allowed in the supply room. It's probably some kind of medicinal plant, right? She took out a chemistry set too, though come to think of it, she's not supposed to make medicine. She's not a pharmacist. This room is just storage for orders she gets from a pharmacist over in Brevard. Why would she bring something like that in here? Yeah, that makes ricin. She's not making it though, right? Why would she make that? She's a doctor. Well, you know, sometimes nurses kill their patients. Well, I'm not gonna just outright accuse the woman of poisoning him, but I'll let him think on it. Maybe she has some kind of information on it lying around here somewhere? That drawer over there is locked. If I were information on some mysterious alien-looking fruit, I'd probably be in a locked drawer, right? Good thing I already have the keys. He unlocks the door, pulling out a notebook. So it is poison. This is about me. There's stuff in here from when I was like 12. It's some kind of diary or medical history or both, I guess. Yeah, very, very suspicious. The witch stealing my memories. Dude, you got some serious claws. Clip your nails. Clip your nails, vampire boy. What the hell is this? Something about another episode? Guessing she's referring to one of my rough nights. Ah, here we go. There's some illustrations. Glances to the strange plant on the countertop. It's those beans you mentioned. She uses them to make my medicine. That's poison, right? He jerks his head towards the door. Shit, that was the door from the house. We gotta run. You follow Reese's instruction, once again starting down the basement stairs, letting the pull of the stone carving guide you back to the morgue. Dr. Kelly's voice filters down from above. I was right, we did already have juice. It was just in the back of the fridge. But there's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? I thought I told you to go rest. Oh, I'm just gonna chill in the morgue. I got my speakers, so if you hear some weird sounds, that's just my music. I'll be sure to put in earplugs to drown out all the industrial clanging you listen to. You know I'm not the biggest fan of you spending time down there. It can't be good for your mental health to hang out in a refrigerator for corpses. Do you at least have a blanket this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay, I'll let you know when it's time for dinner. You don't have to do that, and I'll grab something from my room later. Sure, whatever you're able to do. You hear the door at the top of the stairs close and the sound of Reese descending the stairs to join you in the fluorescent-lit room below. Hey. There might be spooky occurrences. I am already hearing scary, scary noises. Reese smiles. Good, feel like I've been missing out lately. Stop asking questions. It's time to see what's on the other side of that wall. Well, I guess let's break down your wall. I'd like to do the honors, if you don't mind. I've got some confused and angry feelings I'd like to express. Reese manages to cut through the wall with very little effort, unexpected from someone with his framing condition. Vampire! But you know if his stringy muscles are backed by a mounting fury at what's been done to him, that goes a long way. Yeah, Reese is cool. I like Reese. He staggers back to the massive hole in the wall and admires his work. Love me a man who will break down a wall. Holy shit. The splintered edge frames a dark passage seemingly cut deep into the side of the cliff, cold seeping from the forgotten passageway into the already frigid morgue. Reese coughs as he takes a better look at what lies beyond the wound in the wall. There's a whole hallway back there. Thick, stale air leaks from the hole, filling the morgue with an earthy mildew smell, like the room is slowly filling with dirt. Lots of dirt happening. Am I gonna get buried alive, maybe? And with the stink of the grave-like room beyond comes an even stronger compulsion. You step forward. Oh boy. And you climb into the hole. Let's get possessed. This is wild. I had no idea any of this was here. An entire hospital wing rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall. Okay, well, I'm just gonna... Just in case I die, maybe possibly. So... I'll probably pass out, but it's fine. So, why is this place hidden, huh? A lot of awful stuff happened at this hospital. Maybe people just felt the need to bury those memories. Or maybe a pipe burst or something, I don't know. You step forward into the unknown. You don't bother to retrieve the axe. The final wall concealing the carving is rotten, water damage having eaten away at the wood over the course of unknowable years, the planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. With my bare hands. Okay. Enoch, I thought you weren't going to come. I was worried you'd leave me here forever. They said there's nothing they can do. I'll never use my legs again. Enoch, what am I going to do? Nonsense, Teddy. These doctors don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing my own research and I found us an alternative. We won't have to worry about anything from here on out, I promise. I went to talk to the witch. A witch? But that's nonsense. It's alright, it's all sorted. We're taking you home today and everything will be resolved by this time next week. That's right, Doctor. At this point, I think it's safe to say his body was never recovered. Whoever it was who claimed to be Theodore, it wasn't him. Wasn't even paralyzed, as it turns out. Yeah. I'm suspicious. Just some grifter trying to take advantage of the tragedy. I feel like people are being murdered. Everything goes black. Great. Your vision swims back into focus and it takes a solid second or two to reorient yourself. You're in an unfamiliar bed. Reese leans against the far wall, eyeing you with concern and curiosity. Hey, I was worried you'd slipped into a coma or something. You tore down a wall like a wild animal, found some weird carving, and collapsed. I think you might have had some kind of seizure. Are you okay? So no ghosts? Nope, nothing. You just fell down, twitched a little, and when you seemed stable, I carried you back here. That was a few hours ago. But you have a delicate constitution. You're a delicate little flower. Yeah, you're a skinny little boy. Really? I'm glad I didn't get that bug because it would have stressed me out, but also that sounds really funny. I do appreciate when a video game's bugs have comedic timing. Why would I lie about that? I just picked you up and carried you back. It's not like I had to go very far. Does the doc know I'm here? No, I snuck you back into the house while she was busy in the medical storage room. Figured you wouldn't want to come to in the morgue. Yeah, that would have been a little scary. I had a vision. Like a hallucination? I have those sometimes too. Used to have them a lot as a teen. Always just weird little things like my hands would look wrong or my neck would seem too long or the room would feel smaller. Yeah, let's talk about that mind collapse, huh? I don't think Teddy died in the mind collapse. My family has secrets. That's a weird thing to cover up, but that's not too surprising. An old family like that usually has at least a few secrets, but hopefully that's all ancient history. It's not like it's easy to cover up deaths these days, right? Well, I don't know. I've never tried to cover up a death, but maybe you try really hard. So what now? We might be stuck down here for a little bit. The doc's on the warpath up there. I refuse to take my medicine, and she's not happy about it. I'm sure you can understand why. There was no way I was going to take anything she gave me. She's been poisoning me for years. I went ahead and blocked my door so she can't get down here. Now we just have to wait her out. I don't get why your mom would poison you, though. I don't know. But it's all in here. She never outright says that's what she's doing. And the recipe she came up with to deal with my flare-ups, whatever she thinks those are, involves that weird plant that was on the counter. Those castor beans, you were right, and ricin poisoning matches up with quite a few of my symptoms. The thing I can't figure out is whether she's been trying to kill me slowly, or if she just likes keeping me sick enough to be dependent on her. Either way, I don't think I've ever had an illness. I think the illness was me growing up and becoming less easy to control. She sure found a cure for that. Yeah, how are you not dead? I don't know. Maybe it's low enough doses, or maybe I developed a tolerance. Or you're a vampire. But I think the fact that I feel more and more alive by the minute is enough proof that she was keeping me sick. I don't even need solid evidence. You should go to ACOPS. You're right. I have her journal. That's pretty incriminating, even if she left out any descriptive words for what she was up to. Ideally, I'd never have to see or think about her ever again, but if it comes to it, this could be my guarantee that she would never be able to have power over me again. We gotta go! Who knows what she'll do when she finds out what you know. Where would we go? The only person I know who has a car is Kanika, and she's not answering her phone. Oh no. Did she not bring her phone into her room with her, or are we gonna have another disappearance on our hands? I don't know anyone else. I don't have any other family to go to. I never even finished high school. When I get out of this house, I don't know how I can make sure I don't wind up right back down here. We'll figure it out together. We're friends. The power of friendship. You'll help me? I couldn't ask that of you. But I guess I don't have much of an alternative. Thank you, Eilis. You have no idea how much that means to me. A distraction seems like a good idea. As you can probably tell, I'm getting a little jittery. Maybe it's the lack of poison in my system for the first time in years, or the fact that my whole perception of reality has been turned on its head. Probably a combo. It would obviously take more than a day for rice and poisoning to be out of the system. Doesn't feel awful, to be honest. What if your mom doesn't fall asleep? You shouldn't call her my mom. As far as I'm concerned, she's forfeited that title. I don't even think I should call her doctor. She's just some woman now. Can't wait for her to be in the rearview mirror of the rest of my life. If she doesn't fall asleep by 10, we can figure something else out. These windows are supposedly shatterproof, which she always said was for burglars. Now I assume it was yet another way to keep me boxed in. But we can try to break them anyway. Well, let's try to ignore my horrible anxiety about all the death and the murder and the ghosts. I only do two things, paint and watch movies, and I doubt watching me paint will be entertaining enough to distract you. I'd just be leaving it behind an hour or two anyway, so movie it is. I believe I owe you a showing of Chi no Chi, Death Blood. Great. Reese gets the movie set up and joins you on the bed. Let me know if it gets to be too much for you. I'm not a great judge of how other people will react to the sort of things I watch, but I definitely don't want you to feel uncomfortable. This is a slow burn of a movie, but the dread it's managing to build is palpable in the room, or maybe that's just how it feels down here all the time, what with the grisly paintings, lack of lighting, cinder block walls, and of course, the fact that the woman currently lurking upstairs had been poisoning her son since his teens. I've seen a couple of this director's other films, and they're all interesting, though this is probably the best introduction to his work. The way it jump cuts to seemingly unrelated TV show recordings that then wind up tying back into the narrative adds a level of realism and depth to the narrative that I find really engrossing. Found footage used to its fullest. Vampire. Okay. I can't believe I'll be able to just do things from here on out, like watch movies with another person. Or talk to people ever. Listen, Sam, this guy's perfectly normal, definitely not a vampire, he definitely doesn't have weird bad ears, and I definitely totally didn't see what might be pointy teeth. This is fine, he's not going to drink my blood, I'm perfectly safe. You can hear the difference in energy now that Reese hasn't had his daily dose of poison. Maybe the poison was there to keep me safe. Okay. His uncharacteristically chatty, clearly not used to talking to another person, let alone when he has the energy to carry on a long conversation. Something is changing inside of him. Oh god. Oh jeez. Flirt with vampire boy. Okay. Ugh. I'm sorry, I'm full of slime. Well... You're acting kinda spooky, bro. You good? Everything's more than okay. I haven't felt this good, and I don't think I've ever felt this good. A man on the screen yells portents of doom into the camera, trailing off into a wordless scream. This plot is really heating up. I love that there are all these distinct sort of vignettes, little pockets of horror that affect a small number of people, and only once you start to see how they fit together can you realize some fundamental horror about the universe. And then that horror sees you back. Incredible. Cosmic horror in the truest sense. Reese is becoming very animated. It's probably safe to assume that he's dealing with a lot of extra adrenaline right now, with his entire reality turning out to be a lie. But he's also talking over the movie. It's more than just something that's changing in Reese, it's everything. There's a knock on the window. Oh no, it's Wayne. Oh god. I'm still getting closer to that thing, it's time to go home. That's not good for my sick throat. That voice, I know that voice. Is that who's been following you around? Without another word, Wayne starts pounding on the supposedly shatterproof window. Enemies upstairs, enemies outside, we're surrounded. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. Oog, I'm gonna die in this episode. Why'd he call you that thing? Because he's some kind of monster, and he wants me dead, can't you feel that? The murderous intent is practically oozing out of him. But I'm not weak anymore, I can fight back. I don't have to cower in fear from the people who want to hurt me. Oh god. I can protect both of us, Eilis. I'm scared. The window shatters. Oh no. Dude, don't strip in front of me, bro. I thought we were friends. As Reese tears at his clothes, paint bubbles out from the canvases, his ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. Oog. Grab my hand, I'll pull you out. Oh no, he really is the spooky vampire monster. Leave us alone. Ew. Ugh, gross. In a surge of violence, the change that has been brewing inside Reese finally comes. As it manifests, the broken basement window is sealed off, and Wayne along with it. Great. I'm dead. Run for the stairs. You've seen enough to know you need to leave. You run up the stairs. The door is blocked by a chair. And then it's blocked by something else too. Toss the chair out of the way and do your best to tear through the paintings covering the door. It reforms and regenerates too quickly for you to claw your way through. Reese, I thought we were friends. Defeated, you turn back to the basement. The remainder of Reese's paintings await their artist's command. It's okay, stay right there. I can take care of this. Then she won't be able to hurt anyone anymore. I'll be right back. Oh god. Reese storms up the stairs, leaving you with his smears. Oh no, they're capitalized. They have a spooky ghost name too. Tabitha, there's spooky ghosts. What mess have you gotten yourself into now? Mom, come pick me up, I'm scared. Reese is on some kind of a rampage. Can you come pick me up? What? Don't move a muscle, I'm coming to get you. Your cousin hangs up the phone. Well, I guess I'll warn the doctor. Sorry about thinking that you were much whatever by proxy your son. You make your way to the door that's beckoned to you yesterday, all intrigued, now washed away. You know where it leads, and you know what secrets the stone that lurked in the forgotten basement of the clinic had to share with you. Now the clinic holds a new horror. Somewhere beyond the narrow hallway leading from the house proper into the doctor's office, there is a monster preparing to do something unthinkable. Open the door. You grasp the handle and turn. Duck. What? Well, I'll duck. You do as she says, ducking out of the way. She shoots. She scores! The gun isn't very loud. Oh no, well, I accidentally skipped that. Okay, wait, no. There's only a pop as the projectile leaves the barrel, whizzing through the air to hit Reese. Ew, gross. I liked you better when you were a twink. He pulls the tranquilizer dart out of his chest, heaving heavy breaths as the drug courses through his system. You're going to have to try harder than that, you... No, how did you... As if you could hope to stop me, you pathetic waste of flesh. Before Wayne takes another step down the stairs, paint flows out between cracks in the wood, Reese's panic pulling in a mob of furious smears to hold his enemies in place. The artist starts away, but the smears continue their work in his absence. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway, and Wayne is overcome, glued in place to the top of the stairs by stiffening globs of paint. Well, I guess I'll go after the doctor. She seems to know what's up. You run forward, braving the onslaught of the smears, dodging them as best you can as you try to see where Dr. Kelly went. Ugh. The door in front of you is smothered in paint. Hey. Dr. Kelly's voice crackles out of some unseen speaker. You, Eilis. I'm stuck in the safe room. I can't help you from here, but you can help the both of us. What's up with your kid? What is going on? I think you could probably put that together. I need you to get to the medical storage room. I'll give you further instructions when you're there. Alright, head to the medical storage room. I think Wayne is my new best friend. You turn back around and head to the medical storage room. Alright. I'm here. Great, now listen to me. I need you to use the black taped key to get into the cabinet and bring me the elephant tranquilizers. Jesus. It's a bottle labeled carfentanil. Bear tranquilizers clearly aren't gonna cut it anymore. Ugh. Ugh. An intercom system, huh, Doc? Good, you should hear this. Eilis, you don't have to do anything she says. I'm not gonna hurt anybody else, just her. If I don't, you and I both know she's just gonna shoot me full of elephant tranquilizers. Did I hear that right? And shove me back down to that basement, or maybe someplace even worse, and keep killing me every day for the rest of my miserable existence. I feel amazing right now, better than I've ever felt in my life. I'm not dangerous, she's just scared because she knows she has to finally pay for what she's taken from me. Can't you two just get along? I won't just let you do a murder, bro. Murder's illegal. Why not? She wasn't afraid I might die. Does she know those tranquilizers aren't gonna kill me? Does she care? Nothing personnel. Trust me, Reese, I've always been careful with your medication. I want you to live. I love you. Tell yourself whatever lies you have to, Mom. If you wanted a good relationship, you had your chance, and you decided to convince me I was dying instead of just letting me exist. Hey, it's my good friend Wayne. Don't try to spin it like some kind of crime of passion now that the consequences are staring you in the face. Enough. Reese cries out in pain. Wayne, my man! I'm sorry for being scared of you. I now love you and you are my best friend. Ah, what the hell did you do to my shoulder? I'll handle it. Try to get somewhere safe until then. Great. The two stagger off down the hallway. Monster fight! Quick, grab the tranquilizers and head to the safe room. Alright, I will grab the tranquilizers. They are easy to find, marked with a small square of black tape to match the key. She's certainly an organized woman. You make your way out of the medical storage room and back to the hallway where Dr. Kelly disappeared. As you approach, Dr. Kelly heaves open the door, slowly breaking apart the massive paint, sealing it shut. Hurry, I don't think I can keep it open for long. You slip past her into the safe room. She shuts the door quickly, though one of the little smears manages to slip past her. She stomps on it. Painted viscera splatters across the cement floor. Sounds like Reese and your friend are still fighting. We probably have a few minutes before he gets here. So you're like, what's up? Why is your son a spooky monster? Is this a Jersey Devil situation? Yeah, I bet you have some questions. Go ahead, I have nothing left to hide. What's the boy? At first I thought he was some kind of werewolf, but if he is, he doesn't follow any kind of full moon rules or anything. Silver doesn't do shit to him, and you've seen what he looks like. It's just weird. I almost wish I could examine him while he's fully transformed. I'd be fascinated to know what happens to him or how his body does it. But he seems pretty hell-bent on ripping my throat out, so I guess that'll just have to remain a mystery. When did you find out? A little after he hit puberty. Oh, ain't that always the way? That's when the X-Men get their powers, that's when the spooky monsters turn into spooky monsters. He had all the usual changes, then a few extra. Thick nails, sharp teeth, elfish ears. His totally normal ears. I figured he might have some kind of genetic disorder, had him checked out at a few specialists, but there was nothing obviously wrong with him. Then we had an argument, and he changed right in front of me. It was nothing like what he is now, just a couple inches and some facial abnormalities enough to be noticeable. I was scared he could see that, and he stopped. I thought it was a one-off, or maybe a hallucination. But the second time it wasn't as subtle, and it didn't go away as easily. That's me for sure that this was something beyond my realm of expertise. Why'd you start poisoning him? Dr. Kelly sighs. Can we stop calling it poison? Yes, it's poison, but the act of me giving him poison was not me poisoning him. I was medicating his illness. It started when he was around 15. I'd been giving him increasingly high doses of Klonopin, but his body kept adapting and his symptoms would come back, especially if we ever fought. I couldn't keep ordering all those drugs. It was already suspicious, and I could risk losing my license, especially if anyone ever found out what I was using them for. Someone approached me with a solution. I took it. The witch. And I've been dealing with the emotional and mental consequences of that decision ever since. How do you know he's dangerous? Well, he wants to murder me, so that's clue number one. Well, yeah, but that might be the poison. It's not like he's usually a violent kid, he's mostly just sad, but every now and then we butt heads, and that's usually when this side of him comes out. Imagine if this happens anytime he gets frustrated with anyone. Imagine he gets road rage one day, turns into a 12-foot-tall monster with a million teeth, and rips somebody apart in the middle of a major metropolitan area. Yeah, he's dangerous. Yeah, maybe it's the poisoning him that's making him mad. Oh, don't preach to me. Is he a sweet kid most of the time? Absolutely. And Ted Bundy was sweet to the people he picked up off the side of the road. Didn't mean he didn't go ahead and slaughter them anyway. I know what my son is capable of, so it's my job to make sure he doesn't hurt anybody. How do you not know? I've been medicating him since he was 12. We've only had 3 incidents like this before, maybe 4, depending on what counts. This is the worst one by far. He doesn't seem to understand at first that he looks different, and I just make sure to stay on top of his dosages, so he rarely ever does. But I've been preparing for this inevitability. He's an adult now. There's only so much I can do to control him. So did the witch give you the poison? Dr. Kelly gives you a long, hard look. I don't want to talk about that woman. Alright, so that confirms that it was the witch. But screw it, I might die tonight. Sure, I'll tell you. Alright, well, yep, it was most definitely the witch. Did you have a monster husband? A strange little smile creeps onto Dr. Kelly's face. I wish I knew. Reach just kind of happened. I wasn't seeing anyone, I just woke up pregnant one day. I know how impossible that sounds. I'm a doctor, for Christ's sake. So he's the Antichrist, I see. I kept having these weird dreams, almost like sleep paralysis episodes. Romantic sleep paralysis episodes. They were actually kind of sweet, but they were just dreams. But then, all of a sudden, my period stopped, I got morning sickness, and roughly 9 months later, Reese. Well, I'll use my less explored option. Yeah, you could say that. He was such a cute kid. When I found out I was pregnant, I was terrified. I didn't know if I'd be ready, but he made me love being a mom. It's not like it was going to be sunshine and roses forever, no matter what. Kids grow up and they change, sometimes for the worse. This is part of being a mom too, doing what you can to make sure the child you brought into the world isn't going to go around eating people. I'm pretty sure that's not usually a thing that moms have to deal with. So what are you planning to do? Well, I pump him full of elephant tranquilizers, then I lock him in here, then I somehow convince him to see things from my perspective. Then we all live happily ever after. Okay. I see no flaws with this plan. If you can't? Doesn't really change much. Whether he's a willing captive or an unwilling captive, it doesn't matter. He's either under my constant supervision or he's dead. That's just how this has to go. Well, how about any other spooky secrets? You have it all. You have no idea how relieved I am to finally say all this shit out loud. Well, I know what the room is, but I guess I'll use the option. Oh, okay, no. I don't know what the room is. I thought it was just the safe room. Old x-ray room. Lead walls. After I realized this whole situation was a possibility, I had the door reinforced with special remote-controlled locks. Glad it could finally come in handy. Well, and now we wait. You and Dr. Kelly sit in silence and wait for her son to make his way to the safe room. The sound of distant breaking glass cuts through the silence of the clinic outside the safe room. Shit, this might be game time. Okay, great. Dr. Kelly opens the door, the two of you stare out into the hallway. Gross. Nasty. He does look a little Jersey Devil-esque. Is this what you were so afraid of? Hand over the tranquilizers, this is our shot. Why didn't you have them already? Ah. Okay, well, I guess we just kill him. Okay. That wasn't what I was expecting. Before Dr. Kelly can fire, a different shot rings out. Reese's body is thrown to the wall, shotgun in hand. Your cousin rounds the corner and trains her weapon on his writhing body. Disgusting. Tabitha, what are you doing here? Stop it. Let me sedate him. We can deal with this non-lethally. Are you insane? That thing was trying to kill you. I don't know what the right choice is. You say nothing, leaving to the decision to the woman with the gun. Alright, well, I guess... Another death. 1 death per episode. That's the rule. Your cousin fires off another round. She pauses to reload. Ah, oh, why'd that take so many? And then she fires again. Stop doing it! How many bullets do you got? You two, help me drag this thing outside. We're burning it. Okay, well... Problem solved? The three of you stand around Reese's mangled, still twitching body. Your cousin pours gasoline over his body. Great. And she lights a match. F in the chat for Reese. Sorry, well, he's still alive apparently. That's spooky. It's inhuman, the ruin of his face incapable of making any recognizable sounds beyond a guttural wail. You know, I was wondering when this episode would get spooky. I was told this was a very spooky episode. I guess now I know the depths of the spookiness this game will go to. Seems to last forever and then it stops. In its absence, there is only the roaring of flames and the sobbing of his mother, staring down at the writhing, birthing body of what was once her son. I always knew there was something off about that kid. He had a weird smell. Well, you don't want to insult the man. I didn't know you would kill him. You didn't have a very good grasp on the situation. He was a rampaging monster. There was no way this was going to end without at least a little bloodshed. It could have. I had it under control. This didn't need to happen. Yet you let it happen. Come on, Joan. You didn't stop me when I lit the match. Deep down, you knew this was for the best. I feel like this kind of is my fault. I'm not gonna say I feel like it is. Why can't I scroll? For some reason I'm, well, I guess I'll say nothing. It won't let me scroll, so I'll say nothing. No one says a word, the three of you standing in silent agreement, only the crackling of Reese's corpse filling the quiet of the empty clearing. I'm sorry, Joan. An acrid smell hangs in the air, the stink of burning flesh stinging your nostrils. But he's gone. There's only a charred pile of ashen bones where his writhing body once lay. Nothing moves, nothing tries to mend itself. There is nothing left to be mended. I'm going to bed. Not a word of this to anyone, or there'll be hell to pay. You don't have to tell me twice. Dr. Kelly starts back down the hill towards the clinic, leaving the two of you next to the smoldering ashes. I'm parked down the hill. Let's get out of here. I need a shower. My hair smells like burning corpse. You follow Tabitha down the hill towards her car. The two of you make your way to the bottom of the hill where Tabitha's car is parked among the sleepy houses of Scarlet Hollow's residential street. She places her gun in the trunk and turns to face you. Yeah, we could've just been friends with the spooky monster boy. We could've watched movies. I wonder what would have happened if I flirted with him. Would he be less inclined to kill everybody if I, like, held his hand and was like, hey, Reeds, I think you're really cute. I love your pointy ears. Okay. You're alone right now. Is Stella still missing? I tried calling her a couple times, but I kept getting her stupid voicemail. Yeah. The two of you are interrupted by the jingling of dog tags. Dog! Oh, thank God you're alright, Gretchen! You're the only thing that matters to me. Gretchen appears at the end of the road, running as fast as her geriatric pug legs can carry her. Gretchen seems distressed. She whines as she stares up at you from the ground, eyes desperate, anxiously jumping back and forth and darting away when you try to lean down to her. Gretchen? But where's Stella? Well, looks like we're about to find out. You and Tabitha follow Gretchen into the woods. Oh no, corpses again! Everybody's dead! This is the worst day ever! Oh, there she is. Gretchen nervously runs ahead of you, and Tabitha, looking back to make sure you're still there, she leads you into the dark woods. Before long, the trees thin, and you find yourself on a steep hill by a two-lane road lined on one side by sheer rock. There, sitting on a log, staring mournfully out at the asphalt, is Stella. You watch her from the underbrush. Great, she's alive, let's go. We should probably talk to her, right? I know you two like each other, please, for the love of God, don't drag me into the middle of that. But listen, I have not picked one flirt option. If she likes me, that's on her. Yeah, if the dog ever dies, I'm quitting the game. I'm not playing any more of the game. Anything that happens after if the dog dies is non-canon. Yeah, and there's no way to keep Spooky Monster Boy my friend, I'm sure. But what if I've been killing people every episode? I don't want everybody to die always. It's not on purpose. It's purely platonic, but let's go talk to her together. Maybe that'll be easier. I said no. I'm going to make this easier on both of you and just go home. Alright, well. Before you can say another word, your cousin's already turned and left. You take a step forward, gravel crunching under your feet as you walk along the edge of the road. As you do, you turn to look back behind you. Tabitha is already gone. Okay. Well, let's be sad. Sit on the log beside Stella. Eilis, how did you find me? Gretchen found me. She's a good dog. She really is. I really miss you today. I miss you too. I'm sorry I was gone. I just had to come here. This is where the accident happened. My parents died on this bend in the road. They were taking me to college. I was lying in the back seat, and it just rained and the sun was finally coming out. Oh no. Not more death. Okay. This sucks, man. And I hope in the next episode I wake up and it was all a dream. Don't they always tell you not to lay down in the back of a car or like on a car seat because then you'll die if you get into an accident? Why is she the one that lived? Could I have been lying down in the back seat of a car all this time and being comfortable and everybody just lied to me? Oh god, oh no. Not corpses again. They're whole heads and nothing else? Jeez. Ew. Sorry about your parents. Sorry, I know that's probably a bummer to talk about. It was awful. It really messed me up for a while. Yeah, I think it would have messed anybody up, man. I think I'm still messed up. There's whole years in my life after the accident that feel like they just never happened. Like every time I try and remember them, it's blank. I have all these videos sitting on my channel that I don't even remember filming. It's scary. Yeah, seatbelts protect you from all the horrors. At least it hasn't been like that for a while, thank God. I've never talked about this stuff before with anyone. I don't know what I should have put together. So I'm not gonna pick that option. Well, thank you for telling me about your traumas. Stella gently reaches over and takes your hand, her callous palm fitting into yours. I feel like this is turning into a romance thing, but like it is only polite to not pull back your hand after somebody just told you about their life-changing trauma. Her grip tightens. It's strong and comforting. You should tell she feels held, and so do you. The two of you stare out at the road. I think the accident is probably why I got into ghost hunting. I think I just wanted to see them again. I wanted to know whether I even could. I never found anything, so I eventually gave up. Then last night happened. And I ran out here to see if maybe it would happen with them too. Even if it meant seeing the crash again, or seeing them all messed up and dead. I just wanted to see them. It's been a whole day. I don't think they're coming. Well, it's probably better than Ghost Hell. Probably somewhere better. I hope you're right. I've thought a lot about what might come after, whether they're somewhere else or if they just stopped existing. I guess we've seen at least some evidence of the afterlife. I hope that means that there's a good version too, where they're still on that long car ride listening to Dad's tapes with a place in the back seat for me when I eventually catch up to them. And then it won't matter that I never got to say goodbye. Yeah, let's be optimistic about the future. Okay. You and Stella sit in thoughtful silence for a long moment as if both of you still expect something to happen. You're right. There's a new conviction in her voice. What the hell am I doing sitting out here waiting to see some awful memory of them? They wouldn't want me to do that. I don't think I realized how much I let this weigh me down. They were excited to bring me someplace new, but I've spent the last however many years just standing in place like I was waiting for them to come back home. They would be crushed if they knew that's how I was going to spend the rest of my life, so I'm not going to let that happen. Stella nestles into you, her well-muscled shoulder relaxing against your body. You share each other's warmth as you both stare out at the quiet mountain road. And also the dog is there. Thank you, Eilis. I feel lighter. She straightens up, stretching her neck. Gretchen hops down from her lap, tags jingling in the quiet night air. We should probably head back, right? I haven't slept in a day. Yeah, I'm not gonna further traumatize this poor woman. Yeah, I noticed the like flirt options. I'm getting romance vibes. I feel cringe picking romance options, so okay. Keep the events that transpired at the clinic to yourself, at least for now. I don't suppose I could ask you to walk me home? Bypassing the flirt option? Yes, of course. She smiles. She scoops Gretchen up under her arm, and the three of you make your way back down to the mountainside, returning to the sleeping holler below. And this is me. Do you want to come in? Yeah, okay, well, thank you. I will not be romancing this character. I'm heading back. Tabitha's probably worried. I'm sorry for rejecting you romantically. You're a very nice girl. Okay. Oh yeah, she probably is. I shouldn't have kept you out so late. I'm sorry. Hopefully she doesn't give you an earful because of me. I better get to bed. See you tomorrow. Thanks again for coming out there to find me. I didn't realize how much I needed to just talk to somebody. See you tomorrow. She gives you a tired wave before retreating into her house. Oh boy, it's my good friend Wayne. It's time for you to get home. Yeah, I was doing that. He appears as if out of nowhere, close street with what at first looks like blood and gore, but you quickly realize is paint, evidence of his altercation with Reese. I'll walk you. Well, he did protect me from spooky monster, but also the scary noises in the background are making me think otherwise. Sure, whatever. Whatever. I'll hang out with the monster. Okay. So why are you following me around? It's very threatening. Because you're special. Oh, thank you. I am the protagonist. Okay. Oh, I can't think with spooky music in my ears. It just makes me stressed out. Well, let's ask about the death records. Why not? Good, you're starting to see the holes then. Look for more. But I'm stupid. Aren't you gonna lecture me? You were free to make your own decisions, and those decisions have been made. I know that... okay, something pulls at you, and I know that now you can't stop until your task is finished. I'll keep you safe while you do what you must. Okay. So... why can't you flirt with everyone? Okay. Why am I special, other than being the protagonist? You just are, great. Do you not feel the ties that bind us? They are unbreakable. Dude, I'm not interested. I know I let you walk me home, but we're not gonna make out. You have a thing over your face. Well, thanks for looking out for me. Anytime you find yourself in danger, I'll be there for you. I will always be there for you. Great. You don't need to keep coming up with new topics of conversation to fill the silence. You're tired. It's been a long night. You should rest. Okay. Wayne remained silent for the rest of the journey back to the estate. I'm sure we'll see each other tomorrow. You should try to spend some time in that old building before you head to town. Tabitha won't be around, too busy at the mines. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her there to stop you, and you might be surprised at what you find. Until then, sleep well. Wayne is a very handsome monster man under the spooky shroud, I'm sure. Very polite. I appreciate him not letting me get murdered. Okay. Time to go home to the terrifying crumbling house on a cliff. The estate feels empty, wind howling through its abandoned halls, the very foundations creaking beneath you. Your cousin must have already gone to bed. Alright, well. Time to think about my horrible day. Exhausted beyond belief, you stumble into your room and collapse on the bed. The damp smell of the mattress is starting to become almost welcoming, a sign that the now daily horrors of Scarlet Hollow are finally behind you, at least until the sun inevitably rises once again. You close your eyes, your exhausted body succumbing to sleep almost immediately. As you drift off, you think of Reese and the way his mangled but still living body writhed in his funeral pyre. And then you think of nothing. Great. Okay. Continue. This is where I save, right? Or not? Wait. I need to save, right? I'm saving. Okay. I don't know if that like if that locked me out of my proper save. Usually it tells me save here if it's the end. Anyway. Oh god. Oh jeez. Well, that's the end of that. Well, very spooky. I definitely got what I came for. I am looking forward to the next episode, even if it might kill somebody else and maybe possibly kill me, who knows. But yeah, good game. Good stream. I am maybe going to be a little sporadic with streaming for maybe the next few days or something, because I am rather ill. But I'll do my best to not die, and I'll be back soon at full strength. But yeah, good night. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it, and I will see you at some point in the future. Okay, bye.